Just when I thought all the coaching moves, all the coaching firings had been made, we got John Gruden getting fired, Brian Stewart out of Dallas got fired. I know a lot of you Cowboys fans are going to be happy about that because it was his time. And, you know, he didn't put anything on the table. As near as I could tell, he didn't put anything on the table. So, he's out. Jim Schwartz got hired as the Lions head coach. He was the defensive coordinator in Tennessee. And I don't know about that one, really. I mean, obviously the Tennessee defense was really good this year, last year, most years. But I don't agree with his philosophy entirely, you know. He's a very conservative play caller, and if you have the right team, it can work. But I don't know about this one. But yeah. Anyway, let's get to the matter at hand, and that is the conference championship round of the playoffs. Let's start things off with the first game that's going to be played at 3 o'clock. Most of you guys, it's going to be 3. For me, it's going to be at 12. The Philly Eagles travel out to Arizona to play the Cardinals. And I'm going to issue my usual Philadelphia-based warnings. Don't trust Andy Reid. Don't trust Donovan McNabb. Don't trust this team in general. You guys know how I feel about this whole thing. But in spite of all that, I do love the Eagles in this game. I think it's a great matchup for them. They have the secondary to match up with those great receivers. You know, Sheldon Brown, Brian Dawkins, Quinton McKell, Asante Samuel, Josilio Hansen, even Lito Shepherd. Lito Shepherd kind of is pretty much trash now, but he used to be good. Maybe he can remember how to be good for just one play or one game. I don't know. But they can match up with those Arizona receivers. They're really good at creating pressure with blitzes, and we know how Kurt Warner is susceptible to the blitz, to quarterback pressure. You can definitely take him out of his element if you can get pressure on him. So I think Philadelphia will be able to do that. We know Arizona cannot run the ball. Philadelphia has a great run defense. They really know how to stop the run without doing anything special to do it. They just play their usual defensive sets, and they can stop the run just doing that. So that's a good matchup. Offensively, the Cardinals' defense, okay, it's played great the last 2 weeks. It's forced like 9 turnovers. But let's be real here. One of those games was against a rookie quarterback, his first playoff game, and he was playing on the road. You know what I'm saying? Maybe it wasn't the Arizona defense so much as it was the opposing offense. And then in the second game, he got to play one of the shakiest, most inconsistent quarterbacks in the league in Jake Delhomme, who, I'm not high on Jake Delhomme. You guys, you can think whatever you want. I'm not high on Jake Delhomme. But this time he goes up against, they go up against Donovan McNabb, Brian Westbrook, and the Philadelphia offense, which I think is much more trustworthy, even in the hands of untrustworthy people like McNabb and Reid, more trustworthy than the Falcons or Panthers offense. So I don't think you're going to see a ton of turnovers and really good defensive play from the Cardinals this time around. I think Philadelphia is a much better offense and will be able to handle things much better. I expect McNabb to have a big game. I expect Westbrook to have a good game. I don't know if he's completely healthy or not, but he will play. I expect those receivers to play well, so I like the Eagles in this game very much. I think they're going to win big. I think this game will be a blowout. That's one thing I feel good about in this game. It will be a blowout. At least 2 scores, probably more. And I'm pretty sure the team that does the blowing out will be the Eagles. Now, the Cardinals obviously have a shot in this game, and I think if they do win, it will be, again, a blowout. I just do not see this game being close. So that being said, if you're picking against the spread, the Phillies favored by 4.5. I think maybe it might be 5 by now. Take them -5 or -4.5 or whatever it is. The over-under on points is like 47. I'd go over because I think there are going to be a lot of points in this game because the losing team should put up points in garbage time. The second game is Baltimore traveling out to Pittsburgh. We've seen this matchup twice already this year, so we have an idea of what to expect. Not a lot of points, a lot of punts, probably some turnovers, sacks, 3 and outs, that sort of stuff. I'm not going to fall into the trap of believing Pittsburgh's offenses just woke up. I think people are drinking the Kool-Aid a little too much on what Pittsburgh did last week against San Diego. San Diego's defense, I think people like them a little too much because of what they did against Indianapolis, but that defense really is not that good. So, I'm not going to drink the Kool-Aid on that. I think Baltimore's defense is going to be able to handle the Pittsburgh offense, and vice versa. The Pittsburgh defense should be able to handle the Baltimore offense. I expect a low-scoring game. Obviously, I'm taking the under on points, which is like 34. I think there are going to be less than 34 points in this game. I feel pretty good about that. I don't want to drink the Kool-Aid on Pittsburgh's offense suddenly waking up last week. Now, if this game is played at a methodical, slow pace, by that which I mean there are going to be a lot of punts in this game, a lot of 3 and outs, no big plays, everything is done methodically, slowly, at an even pace. If you know what I mean, just very evenly played. Pittsburgh will almost definitely win. I mean, so what I'm saying is, for Baltimore to win this game, somebody needs to take over this game. Ed Reed, Ray Lewis, Derek Mason, Mark Clayton, Willis McGahee, somebody is going to have to take over this game and make at least one huge play, probably more, if Baltimore's going to win. Because if this game is played slowly and it ends up being like a really boring game like some of you probably think it will be, which it might be, for Baltimore to win this game, somebody needs to make this game exciting on the Baltimore side. Ed Reed needs a pick 6. Ray Lewis needs to force a fumble that sets up the Baltimore for a touchdown. Clayton needs to catch a long touchdown. A trick play needs to work, something. But if this game is just played with no big plays, just real slow and even, Pittsburgh will win on account of being the better team. So it's going to be about big plays. Fortunately for Baltimore, they might need only one big play to win this game. If Ed Reed gets a pick 6, if Flacco hits Mason for a 40-yard touchdown, that might be all they need, because one big play could pretty easily win this game. But if you look, the reason I say that is because if you look at Baltimore's injury list, Samari Rolle probably will not play. Terrell Suggs is questionable. We know Derek Mason will play, but he's questionable too. LaRon McClain is questionable. I don't know what's up with Willie Anderson. So they are really banged up right now. Pittsburgh has like 2 injuries on guys who are going to play. I think Polamalu and the center, but they're going to play. They're probably going to be fine. So to overcome those injuries, they need some kind of a big play. That's pretty much how I feel. And I do think this game will be close, and I think Baltimore absolutely has a chance to win and will probably get several shots to win. I am going to take Pittsburgh to win, Baltimore to cover the +6 spread, so I'm taking Baltimore +6. I think that's just too many points to give to a defensive battle. And I will take the under on total points, 34. And that's basically all I got for this weekend. Those are the only 2 games we have, obviously. I don't really have much else to say. I'm rooting for Philadelphia. I'm rooting for Baltimore. That's my Super Bowl matchup that I would want at this point. Either Ray Lewis gets his 2nd ring, or Brian Dawkins and Donovan McNabb get their 1st. Whoever wins, I feel pretty good about it. I can live with whatever. Somebody commented me asking me how I felt about Arizona, if I was going to root for Arizona or not. And, I got nothing against Arizona other than the fact that they're in my division. And they have some cool players, Kurt Warner, Larry Fitzgerald, Anquan Bolden, Edgerrin James even. They got some cool guys, but I'm not really rooting for them actively. I root for players like Ray Lewis and Peyton Manning and DJ Williams, my favorite players. I like those guys, but they're not among my favorite players, so I'm kind of neutral on Arizona. I could go either way. That's about it, so I'll see you guys later.